Good day to you all again, YouTube. Welcome back to another Theos tutorial. This one will involve the installation for 9.3.3, fully working with applications, tools, tweaks, notifications, everything else, and also the example of building a quick app such as the one here, where it warns you when you tap on the bookmark and shows you an about page, but crashes because I haven't installed or coded the button action for the plus symbol. Now what you want to do first before you do anything else is install Theos, which can be done quite simply, but before you actually do that you want to do you want to do root privileges and type in your password. Mine I've changed, and you want to go to cd var and only var. But for me, I'll just show you how to quickly type it by showing you all the steps to install Theos fully working. Now when you're in var and root privileges, you want to actually change the git connection, which is git config, -- and you want to type global. This means that anything that has SSLVerify, such as a self-signed certificate, it will stop it from registering and you'll be able to install it completely. And after you've typed that, you do http.sslVerify and verify. And after you've done that, space false. When you type that, it'll stop it from verifying the SSL self-signed certificate and you'll be good to go. So you want to install Theos where you'll know where it is for actually opening it up. In the vars, the most used and recommended one. And after you've done that, you type in git clone -- recursive, and you want the URL for it, which I'll show you right here, is github.com/theos.git. Now I've already installed it and I'll show you, but this is what you want to type and wait for it to finish. It should take around 10 minutes depending on your connection, and then after you've done that it'll be good. And I'm just going to quickly type in something so it doesn't recognize it. Never mind, it's installing. I've already installed it, I'll show you quickly. So I'll go into Theos. As you can see, I have it all here and it's all installed, but when you have the include folder, it doesn't have all this in it. You'll just need to go to vendor, include, and copy and paste it from here. And inside of your bin, you want to go to nic.pl before you type in your package and start making anything. And where it says link Theos, type 1. And also, just as a quick edit, this is your company name, and if you want to change it so that you don't have to keep typing it in, change it however you want. I'm not sure how to find the author, because just searching up author brings up this one, but it doesn't tell you where the actual author name is. It just says user. So I'll just not worry too much about it, and just make sure you got link Theos active, and you'll see that building has Theos built straight up. So after you've done that, you've pretty much sorted for Theos. And make sure, my previous video I installed every other dependency from Cydia, and you want to do that too before pressing Theos. And then once you've installed the actual Theos dependency from Cydia, you also want to delete it from iFile and then reinstall it through the git that I showed you previously. And you want to go to a package wherever you want. I've created a folder for myself just so it's easy access to all my tweaks no matter what. And to do this, you also want root privileges. So just type that and you're all good to go. Then everyone should know this, but var Theos and nic.pl, you'll see this massive amount of creating or templates, and for mine I'm just going to show you how to create a quick application, just changing the background to a UI view instead of table view, and adding a UI alert view to the actual button up in the top left. Now we've got the project name, we can change this to pop-up, and as you can see the package name does have my developer name, antique.popup. Change it to however you want, and the system administrator we can type in antique mouse. This is only for mine, by the way. You'll change this to however you want. This is the package name, so you will have XX root view controller. You'll change this however you want, or you can just leave it yourself. It doesn't matter too much. I'll just change it to pop. Now it's built and it's inside our tweaks folder. As you can see, pop up and Theos is connected. Now before we start, go into the make file and drop 2 lines down. Capital arcs equals ARMv7 and ARM64 to support 64 devices or 64-bit devices. And you also want target iPhone Clang 9.2 because my SDK is a 9.2 and I'm on 9.3.3, so I will type the latest. That's another thing to add, SDKs. I'll put a link below again for the SDK website. It's just a simple sdks.website and you'll have 2.0 to 9.3, but I suggest using 9.2 because inside of system and library it has private frameworks, whereas 9.3 does not include private frameworks anymore. It just has the simple frameworks and does have a lot of compilation errors. Now going back into our tweaks folder and pop up, we've done the make file, so now it should look like this. If yours is different, just don't touch it, only add the top section. Now inside of, firstly actually we'll want to change it to a UI view. So remove table view, or table, sorry, and remove any instance of table or UI view. You will want to delete all the previous code that is inside of this and not mess up that section. Now there is quite a lot. This is because it's pre-built for a table view with some options on it, but we'll just quickly remove it for the purpose of this video. And you will also want to remove this. So now you have a clean installation. It's just got the 2 tab bars at the top, and we can also change this name to pop view controller or pop up. Name it whatever you want. This is just the title, as you can see up the top, pop root view controller.m. This is what will show in your application. Now typing all of this, I did have an error where my UI navigation view wasn't actually a UI navigation view in itself. It was still a table view, or the background was black. So just to change or check this, we'll type in cd var tweaks and the name, which is pop up, and we'll type make package install. Just to check if there's any errors, we can change it ourselves. So there was an error, there was extraneous, which meaning too many brackets. So we can just change this inside, because the previous code that we deleted in the bottom section added a table view and some date preferences. So now when we type make package install, it should work. And installing it to our device after a bunch of text pops up. So as you can see, it is installed and it cleaned up the installation. If it doesn't pop up on your screen, just simply type UI cache and this will rebuild the springboard so it pops up on your screen. And we can see what it looks like at the moment. It should just be a black or blank screen with a navigation bar at the top and 2 buttons. So as you can see, we do have it. The buttons don't do anything, well, edit does, but none of the other ones do. And to change the black background, it's just a simple, under the super view to load, or sorry, not that part, we can do it where the self titles are and everything else is. We can do self dot background I'm not sure if you need a capital or not, but I won't do that for now. Color equals bracket UI color, and change it whatever you want. I'm just going to use a white color because it looks more professional. You can do, instead of UI color, you can change it to RGB or a hex code for the color. I don't know how to do that myself, so I'll just do this as it is. And instead of self.background color, we actually want to do self.view.background color and remove the extraneous dot. So after that's done, you don't need to type UI cache afterwards. Because it's already installed and it shouldn't matter too much. As you can see, it did install again, and making sure that the app is not in the multitasking or app switcher, we can see that the background is now white, and you can add whatever the hell you want, or whatever you want, sorry, onto the white section, or into the bars. You can add some more, but I won't. So changing the name from edit, because I don't want an edit one, I'll actually remove the edit bar and change this one. Okay, I'll just paste it again and paste another version of it. Now I want a left and right button, so we'll type left here, and inside where the add is, we'll type bookmarks, just the same as what we had originally. And we don't want 2 tapped commands, we want 1 pressed, or whatever you want. So now we have 2. We actually want to add another void, which would be void add button pressed. For the other one, this is ID and sender. So when the button is pressed, it will set the code or implement the code into whatever you've added between the void, open and close brackets. Now, I don't know how to code a UI alert controller off the top of my head, so what I'll do is I'll just leave this video here, and for the next video I will post how to do it. I'll read up on how to do it, because I think it's been changed from UI alert view to alert controller, so I'm not too sure how to, but maybe we can give it a go. Name it view equals so if I do mess it up, I am sorry. I haven't typed a UI alert controller before because this is iOS 9 and it got deprecated in the first revision of iOS 9. Previous versions 8.9, 8.4 being the last version, it got deprecated after that, meaning you had to use UI alert controller now. So we'll see how I type this out. It with preferred style, I'm not too sure. First it would be in a title. do about same as what we did last time. Message, we'll do created and developed by Antique Mouse being my development name, and we want to do target, which would be self. This is as much as I remember off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure the next section is handler or something along them lines. So we'll see how this ends up, and if I get it wrong, I am sorry. I'll try the best I can. Now, it should be like so. And after the brackets or before the brackets, it would be view, add, action, and we want the action to be OK or close, as we're going to add a close button to the screen or to the action. And we also want to do view present view controller, and we've named it view, and we actually want to do animated. This is all come back to me, so I'm glad it has. I don't want to make another video of just a section of code. So we've got animated yes and completion nil, because we don't want it to be completed when the application starts. So now that we've done that, we want to actually implement the UI button, which for me is going to be the hard part because I have no idea what it is. Now, it might be action, and it could possibly be, we'll do it close. Now the title we want for the close button would be close, of course. And I think it is preferred style. We want action UI alert, action sheet destructive, and after that anything's right with this. I'll just go look in my previous code because off the top of my head I can't work it out. So we've got the preferred style. I've missed a part of it, but that's okay, still close enough to it. I got the alert controller, the handler, now not just the first code, I'll go into another one. Now I've missed preferred style of the actual alert controller, but the close button I have almost got all of it. I just need the view controller and the handler. So I do have a pretty good memory of it. It's just that there's a few errors, but that's okay. Errors are fine. Now we want preferred style UI alert, not all in capitals. Now it should be default for the action sheet, and I think it is possibly sheet style. I didn't read that properly. Now for the UI alert action, what we want is next is handler. It's pretty much the same as the controller, but you've just got an action portrayed on it, which will be called close. So what we'll do is type handler, triangle pointing up, whatever that is, and we'll type UI alert action colon or asterisk this, and what we want is to close it. Now after typing all of that, I'm hoping it works, but if it doesn't, we'll just go back and read the previous code from my other one. Now I'm pretty sure there will be errors. As you can see, there is errors, so we'll just finish off the title, because as I saw, there's no title colon in the title, which is right here, and also there is an expected semi bracket, square bracket. I've also missed some other parts to it. That's right. Now inside of this there should be, not certain if it's that one, we'll just check. There's a semi square bracket, sorry. Yes, I know I do mess up some of my words, but I'm trying to fix that. Now, not the right one, so we'll just go to the next one. So it's possibly this one, just square bracket and other colon, semicolon. Now we have more errors. What I'm going to do is, instead of always just typing on this in this, I'll just read my code and read what I've messed up. So after the action, we actually want to implement something. So instead of typing all this out again, I'm just going to copy out this. Yes, I did type this out myself, but having the trouble of remembering all of this with no script, no help whatsoever, is quite annoying. So I will just type this out, or paste this, sorry. So the tapped button is the left button, the pressed button is the left button. So I actually want pressed. So we've done this. It took me quite a while, got a bit annoyed, and finally done this out. So it dismisses the controller, but instead of doing that, you can actually create where you type close and it will pop up another alert controller, and you can keep doing that however long, or you can do timed, so it does destroy itself in a certain amount of time. But for now, I'll just do this, and we'll go back and type make package. Hopefully there's no errors. So there is an error, and there's two pressed options. So what I'll do is I'll just name this to tapped, and I will paste the code again into here, but instead of doing all of this, I will type alert, and for the message we can type alert triggered. For the action, we'll still do the dismiss view controller with completion nil. After doing that, we can then make package install. Instead of typing make package where it just creates the DEB file, installing it will also install further into it. So there's another error where it says that there's no tapped button. Due to the fact that I didn't delete the original. So having two of these will draw an error. This is quite a long video. I'm sorry if no one watches this, but it's just to show you that doing all this work does take time. It has installed all good now, so we've got the view controller, bookmark and add symbol. There's nothing for the add symbol, although I did add something. So now there will be a pop-up. You can see created and developed by Dead Mouse, or Antique Mouse in my case. And for the pop-up, alert triggered, destructive again. You can actually change this to default just by going into the code, and where you see here alert triggered, you will also go down a bit and destructive will change to default. And I'll show you what default looks like. So close out and type make package install. After it installs, we'll do the finishing touches, such as closing this video off and enjoying the rest of your time. So it's blue now, everything's good. Destructive is just a bit thicker, I think. I can't really tell a difference. It could just be that it's red, but they both work now. The view, I'll add a UI view or UI button to it later on, but for now we've got the debs. The latest one would be the bottom one, as it goes from date and time. In my case, you can change that if you want. Sort by name, and that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope that you can do amazing things later on when more implementations for Theos and other tweaks are involved. Hope you guys all enjoyed this video. It was quite a long one. I'll see you guys next time. Enjoy your day.